CBS Sports has confirmed Coach Mike Krzyzewski is going to retire after this upcoming season, and the new Duke head coach is likely going to be Jon Scheyer, an assistant there under Mike Krzyzewski at Duke in his lower 30s. Coach K, the winningest coach in college basketball history, best coach certainly in modern day college basketball. You could make the argument for John Wooden back in the day, more titles, but Coach K, hard to beat, and other coaches are only going to have one more year to try to beat him. Coach K coming back for one more year, his swan song, and that will be it. Let's bring in former All-Big Tenner Tim Doyle, who I'm guessing was hoping to see a letter in the mail from Duke back in the day. Unfortunately, only got a letter from St. John's, and then Northwestern, the Duke of the Midwest, so to speak. Tim, I understand you have a hot take for us on Coach K stepping down after the upcoming season. Give it to us.
He will coach again. You know it, I know it, the American people know it, that Coach K will be on the sideline once again.
He's going to be 75, Tim. He's going to be 75 when he retires.
He's not playing, Chris. It's not Mike Krzyzewski, a shooting guard. I mean, he's sitting on the sidelines calling out plays. And when I got wind of this, I was not surprised at all. You know, you mentioned Roy Williams, the close relationship with him, but it's really the evolution of college basketball. Just go check out the transfer portal. It's like a phone book of college basketball players. You're just like, all right, we need a B somewhere. And it's like, there's so many kids in the transfer portal that college basketball recruiting has always been kind of the dirty, muddy side of college hoops. Now you actually have to recruit the players on your own team. Mind blown. Think about that. You guys are already on your team, and you got to recruit them to stay in school. So all these promises that you're making in high school, when I was going through the process, you know, once you got there, it's like, aha, those weren't true. Like, sit on the bench. Like, that was what happened to me at St. John's. And I was like, oh, I'm out of here. By the way, one game at St. John's, Chris, against Duke, at the Garden, on CBS, Marcus Hatton, free throw at the buzzer, we beat him by one. Actually, a Teen Wolf type moment where he shot the free throw all by himself. You can check it out on YouTube. I still have my warm-up on because my stats in that game were very similar to your stats. No minutes, no points, but he will coach again. I guarantee he coaches again in our lifetime.
Okay, if you think that, and I don't buy it. I mean, at 75 years old, he's got the position at Duke. He's Mr. Duke. He's basically the mascot. The mascot looks like him. Where do you think Coach K is going to coach after stepping down at Duke next year?
The NBA. The NBA. He's going to be an NBA coach. He's flirted twice openly. He has said it in the 90s. He interviewed for the Boston Celtics job, didn't take it. Ironically, that's when Duke won back-to-back national championships. And then in the 2000s, he kicked around the old Lakers job. Well, we all know how this is going to play out, right? Coach K is going to be on the sidelines of the Lakers. LeBron's going to be playing on the Lakers with his son. I mean, this is like what you dream about. It's going to happen. Coach K, no doubt, he loves the university lifestyle. He's going to handpick his successor. And then, yeah, he's going to be going to work every day. He's not going to be Coach K anymore. He's going to be Mr. K. Because when you're not coaching, you kind of lose that title a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, Dr. Evil went to 6 years of Evil Medical School, okay? He'll be a doctor forever. But if you're not coaching, yeah, you're really not Coach K. And I think he's going to miss it. And I think he has maintained relatively good health. He's still in good shape. He's not like obese. He can get on an airplane. Phil Jackson had to stop flying because his body was breaking down. Or else I think Phil would still be coaching. He just couldn't take the rigors of, 41 different flights or 30 plus flights, depending if you could drive to a few places. He just couldn't do it anymore. His body was actually breaking down. Coach K will coach again. And by the way, stop using the funeral voice. I listened to your before. You're using the funeral, like, I'm so sorry. It's an amazing thing. The guy's one of the greatest coaches in the history of sports, and you're using your funeral voice. Stop it right now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was doing the funeral voice because I don't like that either. When somebody retires or gets canned or whatever, they're not dead. Coach K is alive and well, going to coach one more season, and Tim Doyle says he's going to coach again after that in the NBA. But how about Duke specifically? And Jon Scheyer, who's likely going to be the replacement for Coach K. Are you okay with that if you're a Duke fan?
I love it. I mean, what's not to love about John? Now, I'm completely, utterly biased because I saw him play in high school at Glenbrook North. And I would say he's one of the top 3 or 4 high school players I've ever seen. And I know you see him now with like the nerd glasses and stuff. The guy was a killer. I mean, he was an assassin. I saw him put 40 on Mike Conley in a high school game. And I would say, like I said, one of the top 3 or 4 high school players I ever saw. You see the accolades, won a national championship. I mean, the guy scored 2,000 points in college. If you see him now, he actually looks like my dentist. Exactly like I had a root canal, and that guy did it, who looks exactly like him. But he played at Duke. He knows the culture. He would have had a long NBA career, just like JJ Redick, just like Grayson Allen. Like, he would have figured out a role. He had a really bad eye injury, and that derailed his career basketball-wise. But he sat next to Coach K. Obviously, he knows the culture there. I like this hire because they go young. You know, Bill Guthridge never had a chance because he sat next to Dean Smith all those years, and he was an older guy, and you know, basketball was kind of passing by, and he was easy to kind of push to the side. But I love this hire to keep it in-house. And let's call it like it is, Chris. A lot of Duke assistants, after they left Coach K's side, more failures than success. Honestly, go through the list. A lot of guys had bumps in the road. Now, Mike Bray went to Delaware, went to Notre Dame. He's had a long, illustrious career. But you could point out Jeff Capel had multiple stops. Steve Wojciechowski just lost his job. Chris Collins got to the tournament as of late for Northwestern. Not so great. Tommy Amico went to Michigan, couldn't win a game. You know, now he's at Harvard. He's kind of found his niche. So Coach K assistants aren't automatic shoo-ins to excel at the next job. But what an amazing culture there. I just think why he retired is simple. The evolution of college basketball, and with the transfer portal and having to recruit kids that are on your own team. Because Chris, do you remember? He was one of those guys that was like, I'm not recruiting one and done guys. I'm not doing that. And then he realized, like, oh, for me to win, I got to start recruiting some one and done guys.
I certainly remember that. And Duke has had some success, but Zion Williamson, for instance, didn't get that far with Zion Williamson in his one season in college basketball. Tim Doyle joining us here with the hot take of the day that Coach K is going to coach in the NBA after he's done at Duke. The Blue Devils 16-1 to win next year's championship. They have one of the best odds. And Gonzaga, the favorite right now at 7-1. Then Michigan, Nova, UCLA at 12-1. Baylor 14-1, the defending champs. And Duke is there, but coming off a 13-11 season in which they did not make the NCAA tournament. Gary Parrish has them as the number 8 team in the country right now and is really early top 25 and 1.
More to come with this breaking news on CBS Sports HQ as we dive deep into this news. Duke head coach Mike Krzyzewski deciding to retire after this upcoming season. Jerry Palm will join us next on theCUBE.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.